Were they really a band? Were they just an act? Did SNL just blow up? Find out here in a second. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Got kind of a different one for you today. Today we're going to look at the Blues Brothers, and particularly the song Sweet Home Chicago. Okay, now I really wasn't sure how to start this. Do I start with the song or do I start with the Blues Brothers act? I figure I'll start with the song first. Okay, Sweet Home Chicago was first recorded by Robert Johnson back in 1936. Okay, for those of you who don't know who Robert Johnson is, there's a whole lot of drama around him, I guess is a way to put it. There's a huge urban legend about Robert Johnson. Apparently, he really couldn't play guitar at all. He would go someplace and have a try to play, couldn't play. He left. I don't know, 6 months later, a year later, I'm not real sure what it is. He comes back to that same bar, that same gathering place, whatever you want to call it, and all of a sudden he's playing like no one ever could believe. And the urban legend is he made a deal with the devil. Okay, Clapton wrote a song called Crossroads, kind of hitting on it. There was a movie, Crossroads, with Ralph Macchio in it, and Stevie Vai, who they kind of took this folklore, this legend, this urban legend, and kind of made a movie out of it. Who knows? But anyhow, it was released in August of 1937 originally. Lots of folks have covered it. It's just a blues staple. But one of the things the things that happened, and one of the ways to look at it was in 1978 on SNL on Saturday Night Live, Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi kind of had a musical sketch where they fronted a band and they called themselves the Blues Brothers. Now, what was interesting about it was the song Soul Man. They made that popular. Rubber Biscuit was pretty popular. In '78, they released an album called Briefcase Full of Blues because the act just exploded. They actually opened for Grateful Dead. One game at Wonderland Arena, like the closing of Wonderland Arena or whatever it is. And then in 1980, they created the movie The Blues Brothers. Incidentally, in 1982 is the year that John Belushi died. But where this thing gets a little convoluted is whenever you look at the guys who were in the band, okay, for this act, you had the keyboardist of the band was George Murphy Dunn. They just called him Murph, right? He was the keyboard player. Blues legend, blues staple, played on many albums, many blues albums. The horn was Bones Malone, right? He was a jazz musician. He played trombone and sax. Also played trumpet, tuba, flute, and he played some bass. Okay, so this guy was part of the house band for David Letterman's Late Show way back when. Okay, so this guy knew his stuff. You had Willie Hall, who was the drummer. Okay, and he started playing back in like 1965, right? Played on a lot of R&B, soul, and funk groups. He was kind of a session player for quite a while. Just a great solid drummer. Steve Cropper, known as the Colonel, he was a great songwriter. He was a producer. He was also a guitar player in the band. He played with like Booker T and the MGs, Otis Redding, Sam and Dave, bunch of others. You had Donald Duck Dunn, the bass player. If you ever saw the movie, he was the guy with the beard and smoking a pipe. Also played for Otis Redding, Sam and Dave. Johnny Taylor. He actually played with Elvis, and is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Booker T and the MGs. So how about that one, huh? You had obviously probably the one that I remember the most, or the person, the player, the musician that I remember the most was Matt Guitar Murphy. Okay, Matt Guitar Murphy, folky blues player. Played with Howlin' Wolf, Memphis Sims, James Cotton, Chuck Berry. This guy did it all. In the movie, he kind of looked like Apollo Creed from the Rocky movies, right? It's kind of like how he looked. Big, strong, muscular guy. Great guitar player. Amazing work that he in the course of his career. He was absolutely outstanding. So the clip we're going to see today is from the Blues Brothers movie released in 1980, like we said. It had Belushi and Aykroyd in it. James Brown was in it, Cab Calloway, Ray Charles, Carrie Fisher, right? Princess Leia was in it. Aretha Franklin was in it. It was just this over-the-top great movie. The line in the movie, like the famous line in the movie is, "We're on a mission from God," right? It was awesome. It was a great movie. But this is the clip of the concert they were doing to raise money for an orphanage. Believe it or not. Okay, so it's not really live, but it's kind of live. But it's just a great rendition of a great blues song that really all the big names at one time or another covered. And this is just a really fun cover of this song. So I want to share it with you guys now. So this is the Blues Brothers from the Blues Brothers movie, Sweet Home Chicago. That's Matt Guitar Murphy. The one thing I really should point out is they're not. They may be lip syncing, for the video or whatever, but they're actual voices. Okay, so these guys really did record these songs.
God, the mafia's after us. You were great at saying, I've got to record you. Bullshit. Bullshit? I don't bullshit. I'm president of Clarion Records.
So, like I said, this is part of the clip of the movie. We're probably going to stop it right there, but this whole, if you listen to that band, they were as tight as tight could be. Okay, as tight as tight could be. Very strong, in a groove, and yeah, obviously it was recorded, but they had to do the recording, right? So they had to record it. It is Aykroyd and Belushi's voices on there. It is the actual these blues legends playing this song. Great song, great vibe, great. If you ever get a chance to listen to the soundtrack, do it. Okay, it's awesome. It's an amazing, amazing song, an amazing, amazing soundtrack. So I hope you liked it. This is, like I said, short and sweet, but really important. It's a great song, and the legends that are in this band and that you heard playing, blues legends, are just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. See if you can't find them and maybe listen to them on like other like legit recordings, or whatever you want to say, because these guys they're out of this world. Anyhow, thank you for joining me. If you like what you see, like what you hear, please consider subscribing, hitting that like button. You know, the whole thing. Hit the bell so you get notices, you get notifications whenever I put something up. And until next time, thank you guys very much, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.